and welcome to another episode of Books of the Month. I am your host, Dr. O.C. Pringle, and I am delighted to have for our featured guest on today, Gigi Gladys Bennett. She is the author of Summer in the Sun. Welcome, Gigi.
Thank you. My pleasure.
It's great to have you here with us on Books of the Month. You have a beautiful story.
Well, thank you.
Summer in the Sun. On the cover of your book, there's a little house. Is that your house?
Yes.
It really is. Wow. Awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you and your inspiration for writing the book.
Well, what the devil means for harm, God uses for good.
That's right.
And if we follow him, he takes us through anything.
That's right.
And my book is not my story. It's not to bring attention or glory to me. It's to bring attention and glory to him. Because he's the creator, he's the guide, he's everything.
That's right.
And all I want to do is give the glory to him and encourage people everywhere to trust in him
Correct.
and rely on his guidance because it's there. And when you think you can't handle it anymore, that's when he pulls you out of the water or the quicksand.
That is the truth.
But the things that lead up to that is all a learning process.
Yes.
And sometime later, just like me, it took me a long time to look back on my life and see what God has done in my life. All the way through, I've gone through so many experiences, and I see where it's been for my benefit. I believe life is like we're in school, and we can follow the Lord and pass, or we can neglect the Lord and follow the devil and fail.
That's right.
We got a choice between heaven and hell. I know the difference. I've been to heaven once. I want to go back. I want to
Awesome.
stay.
Awesome.
And I want everybody. It grieves me when I see the things that are going on in the world and so many are being lost. I want them all to be saved.
Amen. Amen.
And so I look at our now time as bittersweet because I can see all of the terrible stuff going on in the world. And I feel sad for the people that are suffering. But at the same time, I know from Bible prophecy that all this has to happen. And so before Jesus comes. And so I just say, pour it on, Lord. Let's get this done and over with so we can get on to real life.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from. But I want to take everybody with. I want to be a voice for the Lord, not a voice for me.
I understand. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And so you raised 6 children.
7.
7
I
children.
had 6 at that time.
Okay. At the time of writing the book, you had 6 children.
Well, no, at the time of living the book, I had 6 children.
Okay. I see.
At the time of writing the book, my goodness, I have a huge family.
I can only imagine. How many grands do you have?
52.
Oh my God. You have 52 grands.
Yeah.
Wow.
And between children and stepchildren, I have 16 children.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm very blessed.
You are extremely blessed.
Yeah.
So, you and your 6 children, tell us about the book. What went on with the book? Because that's an amazing story.
Well, my husband had been on one of his trips. He was gone a lot. And this time he was gone for almost a year. And I got a letter and he said, get everything packed. They're moving you to Shelley, Idaho. And so I got things packed. And when he came back and got us, he moved us to the desert near Shelley, Idaho. And there was this old cinder block house, no water, sewer, nothing like that. And he left us there. Are you going to say something?
No, I'm
Okay.
listening. Go right ahead.
He left us there, and we were there for 7 months. We had all kinds of things happen, but we were there for 7 months before we were rescued. And by this time, we were really down to the last knuckle, so to speak. Yeah, my kids, there was a creek that run past the house. Not really a creek, it's a water for irrigation.
Okay.
And it wasn't there all the time. But when it was there, my oldest son especially was so fascinated with it he couldn't stay away from it. So he almost drowned it 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And I warned him, I said, if you go near it again, I'm going to throw you back in. Well, when he went back the 4th time, I took him by the shoulders and I said, what did I tell you would happen if you did this again? And he said, he was stammering it out. He said, to throw me back in? I said, yes, let's go. I took him by the wrist and he fought me all the way as we went back to the creek. And there was a little bridge that had a beam about this far away from the bridge. It was close enough that I could hang on to it, kneeling on the bridge. And I took him and I threw him in and he was screaming and I tried to duck his head under, but he was fighting too hard.
Oh, wow.
And then after I had all I could handle of the struggle with him, I pulled him out. I'm going to get emotional.
It's okay.
I pulled him out and sat on the bridge holding him for a little bit. And I told my daughter, Clorinda was the oldest of the 6, I told her to go get the big blanket off the bed and bring it to me. And I took him into the house, and we just made it to the chair when she brought the blanket, and I wrapped it around the 2 of us and got us warmed up. I also took a picture of him looking like this, freezing to death, and I put it on the TV, and I told him, I'm putting that there so he could see it every day. And if he does it again, I'll throw him back in, and this time I may not bring you out.
Oh, wow.
He never went near it again.
I can listen. I doubt that he ever went back.
No, he didn't go back there anymore that time.
So when did your husband return?
Well, he returned a couple of times and spent the night.
Okay.
And then he was gone again. On one of the occasions that he was there, he bent down to that little creek. It was only about that wide. He bent down to that creek to get a drink. And he was on his way to leave. And he came back in the house and he looked pale and shaken. I said, what's the matter? He said, I kneeled down by the creek for a drink of water, and then I turned my head and there was a big snake laying alongside of me.
Oh, wow. So where was he? Where was he when he was gone?
Well, I think most of the time he was in Oregon. He was, when he left before he took us to the desert, he was in Seattle for about a year.
In Seattle.
He was just a wanderer, a party guy.
A party guy. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Right, he was.
Okay, so you were there with, I tell you what, I want to talk some more about you and the children being by yourself out there in the desert with these snakes, okay? We're going to be right back to hear some more from Gigi Gladys Bennett concerning summer and the sun. Don't go anywhere. It's about to get even more interesting. Be right back.